Hello everyone, I'm Wes, and today for you I have a general academic guide with Asia. The first mistake I will see a lot of players are doing is they do not have enough workers, and so we're gonna fix that right away. For the Stone Age, you're gonna need between 40 to 50 workers. The Bronze Age will ask between 50 to 60 workers, and keep in mind of the fishing boat take 2 of population, but is worth it. Then, at the Iron Age, you should have around 60 of them. When you're gonna reach the Middle Age, you will want to have up to 100 workers. That will include the workers, the fishing boat, and also if you did took Western Asia, the cargo elephants. At the Industrial Revolution, you will want to have between 110 to 120 workers. And finally, at the Second Industrial Revolution, you're gonna need between 120 to 130 of them. Now that we know how many workers we need, let's start with the Stone Age. The first thing you want to do is to click on your altar, then after that line up over 40 workers like this. You don't have to think about your production of workers anymore. Then the next step will be to take one worker who are working right now on the wood and start building some houses. I personally like to go up to 3 houses before building a warehouse. During that time, I'm gonna make sure of all my first workers coming out from my altar are gonna go gather some berries until I reach a total of 9 workers into my berries. Then, as soon as I'm gonna reach a number of 9 workers in my berries, I'm gonna put the rally point of my altar into the wood, and I'm gonna keep it like this until I'm reaching Bronze Age. The next step will be to build a warehouse. Make sure you're gonna position it in a place which is gonna help you to gather the resources faster. I have decided to put my warehouse just beside the rock. Like this, I will also be able to gather the rest of the berries when I will pass to the Bronze Age, and to gather the fish very quickly. I will keep building some houses, so I'm gonna add few more. Like this, I make sure to not block my production of workers. The reason why I asked you to put 9 workers into the berries early game, it was to be able to research the firewood technology inside the warehouse. Like this you can gather wood faster. You will also notice the technology Berrycom, which I don't think is very necessary for Asia, because the worker only has 10 of food to be able to modernize them at the Bronze Age. So instead, I will keep that 100 of wood to be able to build my temple a little bit earlier. Now, if you notice at the bottom of my action bar, you will see the speed of the production of the woodworkers, which is right now at 0.9. The firewood technology we did inside the warehouse will improve that speed at 1.0, which is going to help us to reach the Bronze Age a little bit faster. While my worker is building 2 more houses, let me show you some tip who's going to help you to gather a little bit more food at the Stone Age. You probably already tried to hunt some deer at the Stone Age. It is almost impossible except if you have Slinger. So the first tip for you will be to take one of your workers, make a big loop around a group of deer and scare them toward your bulwark. Then select your bulwark and kill the deer. That will give you an extra 200 of food, which can be gathered away faster. You will notice of different kind of resources will have a different gathering speed. And so for example, we have the berries who can be gathered at the speed of 1.1, and with the cherry comp technology is going to be 1.3. Then we have the meat which can be gathered at a speed of 1.5. And finally, the fish with a speed of 1.8, which make it the fastest way to gather some food early game. Last tip for you with food is gonna be if you have a hostile animal who can give you some food like the boar. Take 8 to 10 workers and attack him, which gonna also surround him and prevent him to move. Then you just have to remove for 2 seconds the worker who is getting injured by the boar. Like this, the boar will change target and you can attack him again. That will prevent you from losing workers and also give you an extra 300 of food. Let's go back to our village. We did build our 8 houses. It is time to build our temple. I will make sure to build a temple close of other resources. Like this, you'll be able to gather them quickly when you're gonna need those resources. Another little tip for you for your population, if you have only 2 of population left before reaching the maximum capacity, I will take few workers to build 1 houses, and that will prevent you to block your production of workers into your altar. Then after that, you can send them back toward except 1 workers, which you're gonna keep to keep building some houses. Then the last step of the Stone Age will be to research Asia. As soon as you're gonna reach the Bronze Age, the first thing you want to do is to keep going with your production of workers. So you will try to reach a minimum of 50 workers, then you will research the population upgrade. The step number 2 will be to modernize all your workers into the Bronze Age. Like this, they will be able to gather all the resources a little bit faster. The next step will be to build a poultry. If you can put it right beside the berries, that's perfect because you will be able to finish the berries and after that go right away for the meat. But if you're close of a dangerous zone, for example close to the water, you don't want to get attacked by some boats, and in that case, you will put your poultry away in the safe zone. It is always good to put a few workers on the metal. Like this, you can start banking up a little bit of metal for some technology and the Iron Age. Another little tip for you will be while you're passing in ages or you're doing some research into your main building as a population upgrade, for example. You can always keep going with the production of workers by doing some fishing boat to get some food, or when you're gonna reach Industrial Revolution, you can always produce some workers with the university or some tractor inside the factories. Like this, you never stop your production of workers and you are getting a better economy. Do not forget though, of tractor are only available for some specific countries. After you did build your farm, the next step will be to modernize your warehouse because they will give you a little extra resources every time you're gonna modernize them. If you didn't notice before, if you put your mouse over the little box just beside the picture of the warehouse, you will see a percentage. This one will tell you how many percent of that resources you will gather every time one of your workers will deposit some of their resources into that warehouse. For the Stone Age, it was 100%, for the Bronze Age, 110%, the Middle Age is 130%, and that includes also the elephant for Western Asia. Then again with the elephant only, you can reach 140% at late medieval age if you did the upgrade inside the elephant house, which is gonna be better than the warehouse. Then finally at Industrial Revolution, we have the warehouse who give you 150% of your resources. But if you do have access to elephant, I would really advise to keep going with the elephant as they only cost 250 of food with 100 of wood compared to warehouse who costs 600 of wood every single time you want to build one. With all of that information, do not forget to keep modernizing all your houses bit by bit to not block your maximum capacity of population. Now let's pass to the Iron Age. I got for you some magic numbers to be able to pass the Iron Age very easily. It's gonna be about 13 workers into the food, 15 into the metal, then every other workers into the wood. Like this you will have a very strong economy for almost everything you would like to do. When you're gonna reach Iron Age, it is important to research the metal axe, the metal chisel, and the metal horlock who's gonna help you to gather resources faster. It's gonna bring your production speed for the metal at 0.6 instead of 0.4, for the wood 1.1 instead of 1.0, and for the fishing boat they're gonna move at a speed of 50 instead of 30, which is a huge buff. It is one of the main reasons why I try to go quickly to the Iron Age. Like this, for example, when I'm doing an army and I'm attacking or I'm doing a vision upgrade, it's allowed me to bank a lot of resources. Then, when you see you have enough resources to pass the Middle Age and to sustain a defensive army, let's go to the Middle Age. Always keep those steps in mind every single time you're gonna pass ages. Start to modernize all your workers, followed by your farm, then after that your warehouse, and at the end your pier if you have access to fishing. Obviously, do not forget to research your population upgrades and to start the production of workers and fishing boats. Make sure you do not block your population by upgrading your houses, then you can modernize all your other buildings. Now it's time for another tips. I saw a lot of players doing that mistake, which is letting the workers do long walk to gather some resources. In that example, the workers will walk 14 seconds in total to go back and forward with their resources. Here that's already better, but if you want to be even more efficient, because right now they are still walking between 4 to 6 seconds, every time you have about one warehouse and a half of distance, I will add a new one. Like this, all your workers will just drop instantly all their resources into that new warehouse. Another little tip for you, when you get a ring around a deposit of metal or a rock, never add more than half of a circle of workers around the deposit. Like this, that will avoid some of the workers to walk long distances or to step on each other's feet, which gonna make them stop for a few seconds. Instead, find another deposit with the extra workers to gather the resources. Keep in mind of the cargo elephant is your best friend if you're playing Western Asia, because it's gonna replace your warehouse and also they can follow your workers all around the map. Then if you play Eastern Asia instead, you're gonna have better both at the medieval age to be able to gather more food. If you saw me playing on Twitch, you will notice that with Asia, I'm always cutting some trees, and the reason for that is because Asia are bad at mining rock. They're gonna mine it at 0.8 at the middle age compared to the wood, which is gonna be at 1.1, which make the wood way more efficient. When you're ready, pass to the late medieval age. If you didn't do some of the vision upgrades, that will be the good time to do it as you're saving for the Revolution Industrial and you are probably fighting on the map. Also, as soon as you're gonna reach the late medieval age, you want to research the soldering supply, which is gonna improve the storage efficiency at 140%. Then if you want, you can also improve the speed of all your elephants. Like the workers who are gathering food, the fishing boat will end up traveling long distances to be able to bring back the food they're gathering. It is always good to add new piers to reduce that distance. Now, let's take a look at the Industrial Revolution. After you did the economic transition I teach you earlier, build a university and search your reinforcing equipment to be able to increase the capacity of carrying of your workers. Also, do not forget to build some mines over all your old deposit of metals. If you are playing with Turkey, you will be able to improve the mine at Industrial Revolution 2 to get automatically 40 of metal instead of 20, but make sure to protect them as they are very expensive. At this point of the game, if you did play with Western Asia, don't be scared to destroy your old boat to make new one from the Industrial Revolution. If you did play Eastern Asia, you will only need to modernize them. If you have access to tractor, you can also decide to go with them. In both scenarios, when you will have enough tractor or enough boat to gather some food, you can remove the majority of your workers of your field and go gather some rock or some metal. Another tip for you will be the number of houses you're gonna need on every single age. It's gonna be 16 hut for 60 of population at the Stone Age, 16 house at the Bronze Age for 90 of population, 20 house at the Middle Age for 150 of population, and finally between 30 and 36 house depending on the country you play at the Industrial Revolution. As I did promise at the beginning of the month, I did work on a Discord channel for all the community. Like this, we will all be able to play together and chill. You will notice that there is a French section and an English section for both community, and depending on your languages, we have a different color. French will be in blue, English in red, and bilingual in green. From now on, I will also keep that same code of color for all my YouTube video. Like this, it will be easier for you to search for videos in your languages. There's gonna be a few exceptions, as for example, a video of a new country, but the languages will always be righted in the bottom right corner. On that, I really hope you enjoyed my video. If you like it, you can subscribe on my YouTube channel. You can also find my Twitch and the new Discord channel I just created in the description. Also, I wanted to do a special thanks to my friend Salman Raz, who always helped me when I need a friend to make some footage in my videos. He's also a YouTuber, so I'm gonna put the link of his channel on my description, and on that, I'll see you in the next one.